Hi everyone, I'm Rolling Redneck, and welcome to Tetris and Talking. It is Black History Month, and I have a controversial opinion. The way we teach Black history and anti-racism in general basically sucks. It not only sucks, but it's been ineffective. One thing we've been doing in the last 15 years or so is lecturing people about their privileges. Yes, I get it, there is such a thing as white privilege. After all, if anyone on January 6, 2021 was black, they would have been frickin' shot. But outside of the limited context of police treating you slightly better, for most white people in the working class, living in trailers or rundown shacks in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, white privilege doesn't really make much of a play in their daily life. So, our current strategy of telling people to stop whining, they have white privilege or whatever, that we've adopted for the last 15 years, has not only been ineffective, it's been a gift to every racist grifter that exists ever. Hell, if I were some Nazi douchebag asshole, I'd kill to have all the anti Nazi people go around and lecturing all the people that can go either way that they are privileged and they should shut up. After all, if you live in a falling down trailer, you don't want to hear that you're privileged. It'll be like going up to a homeless guy and saying, "Well, hey, at least you're not homeless in insert your third world country of choice here. So stop whining about being homeless." See how much of a douchebag I would sound like if I did that? To the average white working class guy, when you lecture about privilege or whatever, you sound like a douchebag to him. And no matter how much people want to deny it, marketing is a fucking thing. And believe me, there are so many people on my side of the aisle that really want marketing to not be a thing. They just want to be able to say some academic terms and have everyone take it as gospel, and everyone would just convert to their ideas based on the moral superiority of them. But marketing is a thing. And my God, in the last 15 years, we gave Nazis the best marketing they could have ever hoped for. And again, not to say that the actual Nazis and fascists don't have responsibility for their actions, but handing them the best marketing they could have ever hoped for kind of a pretty big fucking mistake. But of course, it's not enough to just criticize something without offering a viable alternative. Let's pretend I'm offering a anti-racism Black History class for a bunch of edgy third graders or edgy high schoolers or whatever the hell. The ones that can go either way, the ones that are obviously looking into these weird fascist websites. How would I market, my beliefs to them that racism is bad? Because goddamn, if we don't start dealing with marketing our ideas better, guess what? The assholes win. So instead of pulling them into lectures out of school or out of work, just lecturing them for an hour and a half about how privileged they are, how they're bad because they have privilege, whatever we're doing. Again, been a while since I was in college and had to sit through those lectures. But if I were the lecture guy, I would first, do all the historical stuff, including the stuff that a lot of the actual racist people just want to blank out. A lot of people don't want their kids learning about Black Wall Street, things like that. If they want to learn anything, if they want their kids learning anything at all about Black history, they just want to go right to the Disney-fied version. They want to go right to the point where MLK said, "Hey, being racist sucks," and we teach, and then they're told that, "Hey, the South said, yeah, we're right, being racist does suck," and thus racism ended forever, and anyone bringing up racism now is being a divisive asshole. That is the best case scenario for what a lot of these assholes want to be taught about racism. What I would teach them would be what actually happened. See, we're told that there was MLK. Everyone said, yeah, MLK is right. Let's stop being racist. Sign this here Civil Rights Act. We're done. But that's not what happened. What did happen was far worse, and everyone in America is still paying for what happened then today. What happened was Civil Rights Act was signed, but a lot of people in the South, particularly in the South, but also elsewhere, made it their mission to find every loophole they could around the Civil Rights Act, and we've had plenty of Supreme Court justices then and since give them broad leeway to get those loopholes. And the cost of those loopholes is substantial and continue to wreak havoc on every facet of our society. Let's look at loophole one, a loophole that causes our housing crisis. When the various Fair Housing Acts were signed and people were told, no, you can't refuse to house somebody based on their race, we didn't all just go, okay, fine, you're right. A lot of people said, okay, we can't refuse to sell somebody based on their race. Well, then we just will make sure that no houses get built at all. And that's pretty much the gist of what happened. Every time you hear somebody, like at a zoning hearing, complaining about new housing going up in her neighborhood and ruining the character of the neighborhood, I can assure you that the person whining about their neighborhood character is desperately trying to avoid saying an entirely different N word. But because it doesn't say that we're refusing to let houses be built because of their race, technically speaking, from a legal standpoint, it's not wrong. This is a major loophole that has clusterfucked our housing market and is the reason that everyone, both white and black, is paying higher rents and mortgages. But, as is the case with America, this is just the first step on our tour of racists making things worse for everybody, including their own race. Let's look at colleges. Why is it that college is so damn expensive? Well, there are many reasons. Yes, there are a lot of idiotic department staff we don't need. Yes, we have schools doing stupid things like creating lazy rivers, as though anyone who has ever been in a college that has any academic rigor in it have time to go to lazy rivers. I can assure you, as a college graduate, I never had a chance to go to a lazy river. I was studying shit. But again, that's only one or two factors. The other factor? Racism. See, before the Civil Rights Act, only one group of people was allowed to have access to colleges and college financial aid: white people. Only white people got financial aid for college. Black people got screwed out of the GI Bill and basically everything else. But then the court said, no, all that stuff applies to everybody, not just the white people. Stop whining, white people. But white people didn't stop whining. Do they ever? Instead, what they did was say, well, if we can't deny the financial aid to the people of races we don't like, we will just take financial aid and put it in a paper shredder. And that's what they did. Hell, Ronald Reagan was on record as saying that if we start letting all these other races go to college, they'll get indoctrinated into these radical theories or whatever the hell he said. So as a result, of racism, everyone, white people included, is paying higher college costs than basically everyone in the developed world. I suck at Tetris today, man. But not only are we paying higher costs for college than the rest of the world, we're paying higher costs for healthcare. See, before the Civil Rights Act, there was a lot of movement on the whole concept of universal healthcare. Because as it turns out, having people go bankrupt from cancer is pretty bad for the morale of people, which is bad if you're trying to make sure people don't turn to actual communists. So there had been a lot of movement on the whole universal healthcare project before the Civil Rights Act made white people go insane. But then Civil Rights Act passed and people learned that, oh, by the way, universal healthcare means universal, not just people with skin colors that you like. And a lot of white people just couldn't handle that. I don't get why. If I had to choose between having to beg on GoFundMe for cancer treatment money or getting cancer treatment money and another person of another race also getting cancer treatment money, I could live with the second thing. Literally, I could live with the second thing. But some people just saw that as something they couldn't live with. And for the life of me, I will never understand why. Hell, if you're disabled, ironically, one of the people that a lot of people in the Nazi side of things try to recruit or special needs parent, your life is harder because of racists too. A lot of racists just can't handle the idea of ethnic minorities getting public assistance, so they created all this paperwork bullshit to make getting public assistance even harder, just to make sure that people of certain races can't get public assistance. Now, you see what that lecture did? It didn't tell the current generation of white people that all their shit is their fault, all the other shit their ancestors did is their fault. It just said, your life is materially worse because of racism. You didn't call them privileged, you didn't do something that might piss them off too badly. Sure, some people won't like hearing that their grandparents and great grandparents screwed them, but it's still a little better than calling them privileged and saying their problems are irrelevant. Now, I'm not saying my idea is perfect, but maybe somebody can build on this idea. Because as it stands, there are a lot of white people, kids especially, that can go either way. And if they're living in a busted ass trailer with their grandma because their uh, their mom was ripped on heroin, they probably don't want to be given a lecture about privilege. What they might benefit from is a lecture about the world they could have had if only their grandparents and great grandparents weren't colossal douchebags in the 60s. Just something I think we should chew on. Have a nice day, like and subscribe.